What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Submission Fishing Live. I'm your host, Muto. How's everybody doing today? Let me bring up the chat here. It's Thursday. We almost made it through the week. Don't got much going on. No spotty bowl this week. So let's go out there and hit the bays. I think everybody's going out tomorrow. Looks like tomorrow night. So if you guys are out there and you want to go hit up the bays, SD Bay, I think Cal's got it together. Eric should be out there. It should be fun. Let's see who we got in here. Eric, what's going on? Shit. That's his version of bit. Yes, that's what Eric thinks of the show for sure. Saltwater Slayer, what's going on? Leonard, what's going on? Jessica, welcome to the show. Dario, what's going on, man? So should we change? That is the question. Should we change the bit to something else so we don't?
Oh, your mom.
Or do we just mom's in the house? What's going on, mom? Or do we rip everything off? Do we just rip everything off from a fishy hour with the bit? Or do we go with Eric with the shit? Or we go with Jessica with the oos? Salty Dangling with the you. So what do you guys think? Do we keep it or do we change it? I think oos is pretty good. Oos is like it's what you hear a lot in Brazilian jiu-jitsu gyms. It's a Japanese term. I don't really know the history so much, but it came from the dojo, but now it's used in Brazilian jiu-jitsu. It's kind of like a greeting and also like an affirmation. Like if somebody does something well, or like they've done say you're showing like an armbar or a technique and somebody does it, you know, you hear the coach tell you, be like oos or oosa. And something when you greet somebody in there, you know, you say oos, you usually give them a hug or something like that. So I don't know. What do you guys think? For those of you that don't know, those that have the when it says bit, it just means that they like the channel. So if you're in here and you like the channel, you guys, I appreciate that. Help us grow. Zach, what's going on, man? So Zach, that's what we were talking about. What do you think? Or how about submission fishing if you liked? I think we should come up with a new thing. I mean, the bit's good, but I feel like, I mean, that's a fishy hour original, you know. It's still in all their mojo. Eric didn't use it, that's for sure. So we can all use Eric. Hooked. Who is that?
Hooked is good, Dario.
Dario. That's a good one. Yeah, Eric doesn't use the bit.
Fish on.
Fish on.
But you have to say it like Ron.
Oos. Yeah, see, I think I like oos. Oos is good. It's in with the submission, the theme, you know, we're trying to get our black belts in fishing, kind of goes with the page and my channel, what I'm trying to do. Basically, what I'm trying to do is just get us all to that black belt level. You know, there's no like official belts, obviously. You know, it's one of the things in like martial arts is like somebody gives you a belt and you don't get to choose your own rank. It's like you go in through the years and people recognize you based on the time you've put in. But we all know those black belts in fishing, right? Like those few guys, and there's not many. It's like those few guys that they know all the spots, they know all the baits. It's like they know everything about fishing from everywhere. I mean, that's kind of the goal. That's where we all want to get to, right? I'm certainly not there yet. I'm just on my quest. That's where I'm trying to get everybody. Saltwater Slayer like oos. I think oos is good, so we'll stick with that. So those of you coming in, if you see the word oos, that basically means they like the video. So we appreciate that. The likes help out, guys. So definitely like those. See if we can grow the channel and just bring more people into our community, you know, and get some more black belts for sure. If you know any black belts in fishing, bring them in. We can pick their brain. Who do you guys think is a black belt? I think probably Brian. I think Brian likes to fish. That dude's definitely, he's a black belt. Coach is probably a black belt too. It's like that guy just, when he knows like every type of fish, every type of style. Rigs I've never heard of, knows how to tie knots like I didn't even know existed. Like there's just the stupidest things about the water and fishing. It's like, I think Brian's definitely a bay fishing black belt for sure. I mean, that dude knows like everything there is to know about the bays. He knows the areas, where the fish are, what you're looking for. That's what I want to be someday. Saltwater Slayer. Hey man, you're catching fish. I see you out there. I see those posts. You're getting it. Well, you all got to start somewhere, man. We're all the white belt at some point, right? You're the white belt. You go in there, you go into the gym, you just get trashed, get beat up and smashed by the top guys, but you keep getting better. But that's the whole idea too, is everybody helps each other, right? The top guys, they help the people that don't have the knowledge. I mean, that's what makes it cool. Instead of just everybody you know, acting like they've got all that's old school fishing, right? Like these guys that just hold on to everything they know, and usually they don't even know much. It's like they think they do, so they act like it's a secret. They don't want to share it with people, but it's when you truly know something and you know it well, you want to pass it on to other people. I think that's what I found. You don't withhold anything back unless it's like somebody's not going to understand it. Then it's like too much to tell them. I mean, that makes sense, but realistically, it's like, when you truly have the knowledge, you want to share it with people so that they improve too. You're not worried, or at least I'm not. You're not scared that somebody's going to take that and turn it against you or something. So that's just kind of a philosophy I have. Like in jiu-jitsu, I don't not show. I do coaching sometimes. I don't not show things because I think, oh, I don't want these people to know my secret moves. It's like, no, if I've got knowledge and there's something I'm good at, I try to teach people that so that they get better too. And then they use it on you, and then it makes you improve. It's the whole thing. Same thing with fishing, right? It makes us all better. If I can share my techniques with you guys, you start catching fish. It just elevates everybody's game, because if everybody's learns one technique that you've taught and they all get good at it, well, you want to be better, right? Everybody's chasing the top. So you start learning what they're doing, and then everybody elevates their game. It's all the nuance. They're doing something a little different, then they're doing something a little different. Then you have this basic technique that just grows and grows and grows and grows, and you just take all the info from that one technique, and now it's like there's so much intricacy to it. And I think that's what's pretty awesome for sure. Mark G, what's going on, man? Welcome, Mark. Type in oos if you like the video. I think you need to know all the aspects of fishing to get that black belt. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, the freshwater, you do. You totally do. You can't just be like a specialist at something, right? Like, oh, I only fish for this one fish. So you can be good at that. That can be like your technique for sure. But yeah, just those guys that know, like, they can go onto a charter boat and they know what to do. Then they go on to freshwater, they can catch you a trout. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. And that takes just years and years and years of knowledge. There's a few, not this, that's like any black belt in anything. There's not many of them. It just doesn't happen because it takes so much time. So let's have black belt like badges. You get a belt for learning a new technique. We should come up with something like that, right? Maybe like, what we should do, Zach, is we'll come up with like, maybe I'll make like some badges or something. And then if you can prove, right, like submit a picture or like some proof of like what you've done or something, I know we've talked about this with like the 2-pound spotty, right? You'll get a code, and then like maybe you can only buy the patch if once you've caught the 2-pound spotty, and that kind of will build like something exclusive, but you've like proven. They do that like in actually some video games sometimes. I think like Destiny does it, where I beat some raid or something in it, and then it gave me some code where I could go on their site and then buy some shirt, or it was something like I beat this raid or this temple at this boss, because not everybody does it, so you have to beat that in order to buy the shirt. Like, it's pretty cool. It's not easy to, it's not hard to document. I think that's something we can easily do too, and that'd be pretty cool. We should come up with something. That's the thing though with the black belt, right? Like, who determines in jiu-jitsu? It's like somebody gives you your belt. There's white, there's not many belts. There's white, blue, purple, brown, black. So you're a belt usually for years. Imagine that if we like form some committee, like some league where we handed out belts and ranks, and like in order to get like your next belt, you had to prove, like, you go out with some guy fishing and you have to prove, like in jiu-jitsu, you have to prove, so many techniques. You'd be like, okay, show me how you retrieve a spinner bait. Show me how you troll an A-rig. Or, okay, now show me what a jerk bait is, like some like litmus test. That'd be pretty cool, actually. Kind of give you some, validate you a little bit.
Yeah, Boy Scout badges. That's what I was
Yeah,
thinking.
Boy Scout badges. I don't know if that ever happens. Seems like a lot of work, but in the future, you guys will get to that. Like military badges, yeah. Put stickers on your yak. Yeah, something like that, Zach. Oh, speaking of stickers, just got these bad boys in. Got these made. They got a nice foil sheen to them. So hopefully I'll get these on the site pretty soon. Sell those for a couple bucks maybe. So I'm excited about that. What does Eric say? Eric, you still talking trash in here? Like the old Pirates hat or football helmet with the stick. Yeah, I remember that. Back when I played football, it was like every time you got a sack or like so many tackles, you got a sticker on the back of your helmet. So then you got to like put them on. Some guys either did them on one side or like all in the front or all in the back. You don't want to put them on the front though, because then they just got torn off. Dave, no, I didn't see Dave. You're in here, Dave. What's going on, Dave? Dave's the deep sea guy. He's killing it. I'm an Eagle Scout and got 51 merit badges. That's pretty cool, Jesse. So I was never in the Scouts or anything like that. So do you like, right? You have to prove like you've done something, right? And then you get the badge. Like they don't just give it to you. You have to, and isn't that like you tie so many knots, or you can start a fire, or you help somebody volunteer your time, and then you get certain badges, right? I mean, that's cool. Something like that. You earned your first one Saturday. What was that, Mark? Oh yeah, you got your first legal, right? See, there you go. First 14 inch spotty. Congratulations, man, dude. That's awesome. Everybody remembers their first time, that first legal spotty. I remember the first one I caught, and it was under a dock on a red Ned rig, and it's just over by the where all the boats are in, what is that, America's Cup. Cast it out there. I was just dragging it on the bottom. Bam, got slammed. I mean, it was cool. It was pretty cool. I think once you get them, it's like one of those things. Once you find them, it's like they start popping in. I didn't catch a 2-pound spotty until it was this year. I think it was my first 2-pound spotty, and now it's like every weekend I'm catching like one or two. And you're like, oh, it's another 2-pounder. Then I caught that 2.5. I got a couple 2.25. So it's pretty cool. But it's like it takes forever, it seems like, to get that one. Same thing when you're searching for it, it takes forever, right? And then like once you get it, I don't know. I think it's just experience. You think it becomes easier, but you're just becoming a better fisherman, and you're always, man, it's a grind on that first one for sure. But that's awesome, dude. Congratulations. You made a lot of improvements. It was like, I mean, you caught that legal halibut too. I remember we went out to Zuniga, landed that one, dude. That was awesome. Dario, you remember the first one you caught? It's the only one you ever ate. How was it? How'd you cook it? Did you cook it whole or did you fillet it? Everybody says spotty's trash. I haven't eaten one, but whenever people just say that because they don't want people harvesting the spotties to eat them, or they really like sand bass is fine, like, or the barred sand bass. That's good. I mean, I've taken those home and eaten them. I've caught some hogs at the bait barge. Usually I let them go, but every now and then, if I, like if it's a Friday, I'm like, yeah, we'll go home and cook it. Like I hear barracuda's trash too, and then I hear other people tell me, like, it's awesome. Or maybe not awesome, but they say it's pretty good. I'm gonna have to try it. This session deep sea guy next season spotty bowl contender. This season deep sea guy, next season spotty bowl contender. That's you?
Because you call him deep sea.
Yeah,
guy.
You're deep sea guy. Are you gonna be at the spotty bowl next year? You can still join. Join this last one. You can still do some side pots. Leonard, you got 14 spotty. It was so close to 2 pounds fat little spotty. When was that? You've got a 2-pounder for sure, haven't you? After spotty bowl, I think creating some type of night league. Would you guys be interested? I'm probably out on the night league, Eric, but I think you guys should do it. I'm a morning person, man. I'm in bed by like 9 o'clock. I might try to go out tomorrow with you guys. If I do, I'll probably get out there like maybe 2 o'clock, maybe fish till like 8 or something like that. I would like to get some time out on the water, but I don't think I'll be out there till like midnight or however long you guys are staying. Crazy. Zach, I caught what I thought was the heaviest spotty this past weekend and waited. It was only 1.3 pounds. Yeah, dude. It's brutal. Sometimes you think you got the monster on there. That's the thing about spotties though too. Like my hardest fighting one this last time, it was probably the 6th. Yeah, I caught that 16 3/4. That was definitely the fighter. But the week before that, I thought I had this beast, and I caught a 16, a couple 15s, but the hardest fight was like a 13.5-er. I mean, I thought that thing was like, oh, and I caught him after, and I thought this was bigger than all of them, and sure enough, it was like 13.5. Sometimes they just got that fight in them, they don't want to give up. Yeah, Leonard, you got the 2 pounds a couple months ago. Dude, that's awesome. The 2 pounders are harder to come by. I think a 2 pounder is way harder than like a legal. I mean, that's just my opinion. So yeah, you guys, if you're coming in, like the video, like we're gonna do OSS. What that is, it's a Japanese. It's a thing we use in Brazilian jiu-jitsu, but it's not just a martial arts thing. You know, it's like a greeting and an affirmation. You know, for other people. So I think that'd be cool. So if you like the video, just hit us. Lets everybody know you liked it. Let's see, what do we got in the news? So Cal brought up a good article. He had so the halibut fishery is closed, the Pacific halibut fishery here in California. So just be aware of that, you guys. The California halibut you can still catch. California halibut is what we catch mostly down here. We don't have too much of the Pacific, but if you do run into them, it's just something to know. They closed that. I think just
How can you tell them apart?
yesterday or a couple days ago. And because apparently they were catching too much. I thought, oh, they closed it because they were low numbers and they got scared maybe, but in reality, the poundage quota got caught. I don't know what it was. It was like 13,000 pounds or something like that. And apparently these guys up in like Northern California, Central California, they were like freaking limiting out on these things. I guess at like 8, 9 in the morning, they'd go out at like 6 a.m. and in 2 hours they were limiting on Pacific halibut. So that's closed down. We still got the California. You can tell those apart because the Pacific, like I said, we don't really have them down here. As far as I know they can go down to like Baja California that deep. So if you do run into one, the Pacific one is shaped like a diamond. I guess that's the best way to do it. And I think they usually run a little bit bigger. You guys are gonna have to look it up, Google it online. California halibut's a lot more round, like the fins on top are smooth. The Pacific has definitely like the top and bottom fins, they come to a point, so they make a diamond at each end. They're pretty easy to distinguish, so just keep that in mind. Oos, Captain Adobo, Oos, Dave Rage, Jesse, Oos. That's what I'm talking about, guys. Oosa. That's what I like. Man, congratulations, Captain Adobo. Dude, second place. That's so awesome. You're like you're the sleeper, man. I see you in there. I was talking to Salty about you Saturday. We were going over numbers, and I'm like, keep your eye on Adobo, man. He's quiet, but he's quietly creeping in there, and those numbers are looking good. So, dude, I'm glad you got that second place. It's freaking awesome. It's good to see. I think the jaw is different also. Yeah, there's definitely some differences. So you guys check it out. Just be something to be aware of. Like if you're out there, you hook up on, maybe you get one in La Jolla or something. Just check I don't think you will, but just make sure you don't get caught with the Pacific halibut. Yeah, Pacifics are much larger. I don't think they go in. Yeah, I don't think you'll find them in the bays. But even if you're on a sport boat, they should know though. If you're on a charter boat, they'll know. Mark G, definitely feel like your fishing skills have improved the last 6 months. Owe it all to the club and guys sharing the knowledge. Yeah, man. I mean, I'm the same way. I just started kayak fishing like a year ago. And I've learned so much. First time I got on my kayak, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I knew how to fish, but it's still totally different. And some of you guys that are like new to fishing and kayak fishing, like you just jumped in with both legs. I mean, dude, that's awesome. That's crazy. That's like learning fishing from the shore is one thing, and then learning the kayak is another. Like learning two at the same time. I mean, it's like being raised in a bilingual family. You're learning both languages at once. It's cool. It's cool. Has anyone caught both types of halibut? If so, which one's the harder fight? Which one tastes better? Well, Zach Riggs, I have caught both types of halibut. I wish I could find some pictures. I went up to Alaska in 2000. When was that? 19. Yeah, because it was before the pandemic. We actually went on a Disney cruise, and then my only request was I want to go fishing. So we went fishing in Alaska over in Ketchikan, and there was just 4 of us on this little like aluminum boat. We hauled ass out there. Dude, it was awesome. There was like it's like everything you see. If you guys haven't been to Alaska, it's as great as everybody says it is. Just the scenery. There were killer whales like swimming all around us. It was freaking awesome. The Pacific halibut fought harder just because they were bigger. I mean, it was probably my biggest halibut, California halibut, I think was at 32 or 31 incher. And that sucker was like over 10 pounds. It was like 13 pounds or something like that. And that fought like hell. But the Pacific They're bigger, so they definitely fight. And one of the things is too, they were so deep. I mean, we were fishing like hundreds of feet deep, so pulling that thing up like was just a pain in the ass. And we were using heavy gear, but you got like 100, you're like 100 feet in, 200 feet in, your shoulder's shot, you know, and it's like flopping around. So Pacific are fun for sure. But yeah, they both taste, they're both good. I mean, I'd probably give the edge to the Pacific halibut just because it was in fresh Alaskan water and not the gasoline oil fuel water of the bay, the San Diego Bay. I ate that one though. It was still good. I still have some of it. I'll eat them both. So maybe I'll cook some of that up. Yeah, Pacific are more tender. Yeah, and then more firm. I would agree with that for sure. Saltwater Slayer. Yeah, we have to catch a legal halie one day. Yeah, they're a little harder from shore. I catch them. I've caught quite a few in like not quite a few, a couple in the like the Carlsbad Lagoon. In the bays and stuff, like you don't. I don't know. I think they're not really as prevalent there. Although my PB was caught out like right in between a dock, and then I caught another legal. I caught two legals this year, and they were both from docks, kind of like in the middle of the slips, like in between where the boats go. Yeah, yeah, and then a seal. So don't put it on a game clip because it got ripped off by a sea lion. It's kind of funny now when I think about it, but it wasn't funny. Actually, it was funny when it happened too, because I knew it was coming. It was the thunderstorms in Dallas. Just had a huge thunder strike. Oh yeah, are you in Dallas right now, dude? That's crazy. Biggest thunderstorm I ever been in was in Arizona. Yeah, we don't get them like that out here. Yeah, so the halibut fishery's closed. Just keep that in mind, guys. I know some of you guys wanted to see my offshore rigs. I know Brian was asking about it, and Salty was too. So I got a few. Got a couple here I can show you. This one is my slow pitch jig, and it's a Titan. I think this is like the 120. Oh, here we go. It's 100 gram to 250 gram. Pretty powerful rod. And this is the. It's too long here for my little studio. And this is a lever drag reel, and this is a 2-speed. This one's the Fathom 15 narrow. And basically what this does, and the difference between this and a star drag, is that this lever itself is what sets your drag. So you can have it on free spool where you click it all the way down, and then you get the free spool. And as you slide it up, it has the different settings. So what's cool about this is, so like at full or strike, if you can see it on there, I can set, let's say I can set strike for whatever I want. I can put it at 15 pounds. So when I'm fishing and I'm ready to put it in gear, I just slide it up from free spool like this, and I'll throw it in strike. Well, I know strike is 15 pounds and it doesn't move. And if I want to go full, I know my full is like 25 pounds. And then there's another setting where you push this button in here. Let's see if I can do it. Push this button in, and then you slide it up, and it's called the sunset setting. And that buttons it down. And it can't go there on its own. So you actually have to push a button in to force it in there. And like that, I can barely even pull this line out. That puts it down at like it's 35 or its max. And then you've got the 1, 2. There's a bunch of other settings on there. It's kind of hard to see all the numbers on the bottom. So wherever you're at, if you're at strike at 15 and you want less, you just click it down. And if you want more, you just click it up. So the thing is, you always know where it is. You're not having to guess. You know, when you got the star drag, and this one's also a 2-speed. Let me show you guys that. So when they talk about a 2-speed reel, basically you push this button in, and then it works like a bike, and the gearing goes down. So it's easier to crank. So if you're super deep with the heavy fish, then you just twist it, and then that pops up. So this is what you call a lever drag 2-speed. And you see a lot of these on boats. I know Scotty on Fishy Hour was talking about these. That's what he was talking about, was on these lever drags. I want to grab that. So you set the drag once, and then you know where it's at. I mean, that's what's cool. And then this one is It's the one I use for throwing top waters and irons and stuff like that. This is a Fathom 15. The other one was a Fathom, same thing, Fathom 15 NX. But the difference with this is that it's not a star drag, and this is the 15 casting, so it has a brake on it, like a basically like a bait caster. So if you guys can see that, so you got the spool knob here, where you can adjust, the tension of the free spool, and then it actually has a brake inside. And this one is the star drag. So like on this, once you cast, if you adjust this as you're fighting the fish, you have to pull the line, readjust it, make sure that you're back at the drag that you wanted. And you're always kind of guessing. So that's the difference. The good thing is it's lighter. So the lever drag's super heavy, so that's why you don't see a lot of those for casting. I don't think they free spool as well either, but the star drags, in my opinion, free spool better, but they've got that star drag. So the star drag, you're always having to correct. So if you make a cast and you pull in a huge bonito and you've had to button the drag down, before you cast again, you got to readjust the drag on the star. Or on the lever drag, you don't mess with it. If you set the poundage where you want it, especially at strike, I usually recommend set strike where you want it and then test it again and then leave it. So then where all the ranges are through there. So it's really easy to change on the fly. So those leather drags are pretty cool. The other one I got is this is my boat rod. Oh man, dropping stuff all over the place. This is like a Pen Carnage. This thing's beefy. You guys can't really see it, but I mean it's a freaking broomstick. I try to bend this thing. This is like I think 20 to 120 or 50 to 120 pound braid test, so pretty strong. Same thing. I've got a 2-speed on this one as well with the circle hook. Same thing. There you go. It's the Pen Carnage 2. Super heavy. And this was not very long. This is like a boat rod, so it's I think 6 feet, 6 foot, 6'3", something like that. It's super short, super broomstick. When we say broomstick, it just means it's very tough. When you're using these rods like this and then these reels, just put on a thick braid. I mean, I've got 65 pound on that thing. I think I've got 50 on my other one, because you can always adjust the leader to what you want. So if you're going to run fluorocarbon leader and there's smaller fish and you're worried about the fish being line shy or seeing the line, who cares? Just reduce it to 20, 30 pounds. They're not going to see the braid anyways. The braid's so thin. I mean, 65 pound braid. It's better to have that than throw 30-pound braid, unless you really, really, really need the footage and you're fishing deep. But these Fathom reels and then the ends, they're so deep. They hold so much line. Plus, we can't fish deeper than 600 feet anyways. You're never going to go more than 600 feet with one of those. I mean, maybe if you're going to Mexico where the fishing's deeper and you're really going for bottom fish, but just make sure you put a strong enough braid on there, because that way, if the big tuna are fighting, like the boat we were on, you want to be able to put on a 65-pound or 60-pound fluoro or 60-pound mono, so you can actually fight the fish. If you've only got 30-pound line on there, you're pretty much screwed. So button it down. Same thing with the my casting rod that I have there, and that one's like a 10-foot long rod, the one that I use for top iron. Same thing. They've got like 50-pound braid on that, but I always go overkill on my boat stuff. It's always better to have bigger. There's no reason not to, in my opinion. I mean, I don't think you need to go light, especially with the other ones that you're not casting. If you're fly lining a bait or just dropping it down, you don't need the line flying off the spool, in super fast fashion.
I'll scroll back up. Somebody's first question was on what pound braid on the slow pitch from Salty Dangler.
Oh, I was just talking about Salty on that slow pitch. I've got 65-pound braid for sure. Same thing. Since it's like the boat, you just don't know what you're going to get into with that. And when you're throwing, so the smallest jig that thing takes, I think, is 150 gram. So I'm throwing big ones anyways. And it worked. It was awesome. So I watched it when I took it out on the boat. I was watching them flutter down those knife jigs. They had a sweet action. So yeah. Sometimes if you do hook up on it, you might want to pull some line out, because if it cuts in on itself, but it's so thick, you don't usually have to worry about the cut in. So that's also the advantage too. When you're using super light braid and it cuts in on itself, you lose that action. So just go thick, man. Like I said, because that's not a rod you're never going to cast that, especially the slow pitch one. No way. You're simply going to just be yo-yo fishing that one. Just no, in my opinion, there's no reason to not be heavy. I mean, you guys may have some other input on that. If you do, let me know. But like I said, you could always change your leader down if you want. Dave Rage, all my ocean gear is 65-pound braid with top shots of 40, 30. Yeah, I'm the exact same way. I've got just cans of fluorocarbon that I carry with me, and then I just adjust accordingly. So if they're super line shy or you're fighting a smaller yellowtail, I'll put 30-pound on. Yeah, but always the 65. Definitely. Speaking of boats, what gear do you recommend someone bring on a half day or 3/4 day charter? If you're just fishing live bait, I mean, you don't need much, just your rod, some circle hooks, usually 1 or 2/0 or even number ones. The circle hooks I use.
Which one?
Might have one on here. You get them with this little bait, this ring. This is so that the bait swims around. It's like a bait hook, circle hook. So definitely some of those. Here's another rod that we use. This is my wife's rod, but she likes the spinning setup. This is a 6,000 size. This is a Penn Battle 3, 6,000. Got this made at M&M Rods. Got the custom blue ink on that thing.
Let's see, there was a question. Zachary
Checking the
said,
questions here.
do you bring these setups on the charters, and would you bring them kayak fishing in La Jolla?
Zach, do I bring these boats and gear? What do you bring? Yeah, so Zach, I bring them on the boats. I bring all these on the boat. I mean, I bring what is me and Jessica usually always fishes with me. I've usually got 7 to 8 rods. I got some heavy setups. And then I also use like my M1 inshore. Like if I know we're going for smaller bonito or something, those ones will handle it too. But yeah, I take all my own stuff out on the boat. And La Jolla, yeah. So definitely I take the same stuff out to La Jolla. Maybe not the super big boat rod. I don't think I take, unless I'm like bounce balling for halibut. I have used it to bounce ball for halibut though. If I've got like an 8-ounce sinker on there, and I'm worried and I need a super stiff rod, I will do that. And it's a trade-off because then I leave my really light dinky stuff at home. Like the those ultra lights you don't need when you're out in La Jolla, and then I'll take some of these bigger ones. The Penn Fathom 15 I actually use for A-rig fishing as well. So that's like my dual setup there. Dario, the tide comes in to play too. If it's strictly bottom fishing, I go lighter. It is just to get to the heavy leader. Yeah. There you go, Dario. So you go lighter if it's super, super deep. Interesting. If you had to pick only one person you do not want to face in the playoffs, who is it, Salty or Brian? One person I don't want to face. Is that who you're going to match me up against? Well, let's see. Throughout the whole thing, I would say Brian. It seems like he's just toying with us. He's like that cat that's smacking us around like a little gopher out in the field. But like his last performance, right, he was falling off. And then Salty's up there too. So I don't want to face either of them, to be honest with you. I think probably Brian, I would not want to face. Only because he's got the boat and he's got the knowledge of Mission Bay. If you run into Brian on Mission Bay, I don't think you're going to win. I'm not going to win anyways. I think San Diego Bay, I'm confident. The last 2 spotty bowls we've had in San Diego Bay, I've won both of those. We're tied for first with Leonard and Salty. So I feel comfortable there. Anything can happen. You can still have a crappy day and lose. Mission Bay, I don't know if anybody beats Brian. So if we're gonna get him out, it's got to be in SD Bay, which is the first go around, right? So you never know what can happen. I mean, Brian had a bad outing. We've all had them. I mean, my first outing, I got like 12th place or something like that. It wasn't very good. I think somebody's gonna win. that never won first place. I think it's going to happen. I mean, you guys watch. It's going to be some dude that's going to be like an adobo or somebody that never quite won the first, but has just been really good, and they're just going to slide into the playoffs, and it's going to be like that 6th seed. They're just going to kick everybody's ass. That's what I think. I think everybody's going to be shocked when it happens. It's not going to be the usual suspects. Buying a salty have a buy the first time, so should you? Oh, well, that'd be nice.
Dave Rage, Thunderdome, 2 minutes or 1 leaves.
Thunderdome, 2 men, 1 leaves. Yeah, there you go, man. Let's see. I drew a blank. I was just gonna say something. Oh yeah. I was gonna so I'm not fishing the next Spotty Bowl. So I'll be out of town. I'll be out in Bullhead, Laughlin. I'm gonna fish the river out there. I'm going on vacation, go see my dad, go hit some jet skis and stuff like that. He lives out there. So sad I'm gonna have to miss that last Mission Bay day. So luckily I did good on my last one. I'm pretty confident. So my next one will be by Mulligan. So all my dates that I have are gonna be the ones that count. So I'm gonna have to mulligan the last outing. Is there another question on there?
Dario was saying as the line comes off, there's less side-to-side movement, and as you're reeling in, you do less work with your finger. I think he's talking about the narrow spools in general.
Oh, Dario, yeah.
Surface iron.
I saw you had a question, Dario, or a comment. I was looking for it.
He said he likes the narrow up a little bit.
Oh, the narrow spools.
In general, but
yeah, for the surface irons. That makes sense. I use the wide spool. What he's talking about is, so with these reels that I have, you have to actually put the line on the spool itself. They don't have level winds, or that thing that moves across and puts the line on. You actually have to feed it, and it's not much. You don't have to like be perfect with it. You just guide it with your thumb as you're reeling, and you push it in so the line doesn't stack to one side. So what he's saying is the narrows, a few of those that I have are the narrow. You don't have to. It's not such a wide thing. Like I have on my casting setup, I've got a super wide. That 15 has a super wide spool on it, so it's like you're really moving it across. But I'm also casting with it, so it's not going that far, right? I'm not 600 feet deep. I can only cast a couple hundred feet, so it's like I'm not too worried about it, you know. But yeah, when you're going like 600 feet, even 300 feet down, even that's like trying to put that line on is crazy. Jet skis, here we go. Yeah, I should go jet ski fishing. So I was looking into licensing, and it's like, so the Colorado River half the side is Nevada, half the side is Arizona. And if you're fishing in the river, you have to have a license for both. But if I just stay on the Nevada side, which is where I'm staying in Laughlin, I only need a Nevada license. But if you're fishing on the Arizona side of the river, then you need an Arizona license. I don't know. I think I'm just gonna fish on the Nevada side. See if I can get some striper or something. That'd be cool. I need to make the Fathom Star 15N. Yeah, my 15N is lever drag. I don't know if they have a Star. That would be pretty cool. There's so many models though. It's crazy. Zach. Yeah, dude, you rep the Pirates. You're gonna have to by yourself. I want to see a bag full of illegals, man. You got to take us home. What are we in second place? We could still do it. I think Leonard and Brian, their team was a monopoly. We were set up. You got 2 hog slayers. You can do it, Zach. I feel it. You're gonna get a bag full of 16s, and we're gonna take it. Salty, they don't make the 15N. Yeah, their 15s stars are all like their casting versions. I don't know why they don't make them in the N. Yeah, I'm not really sure. Yeah, the lever drag. And then so if you guys have any questions about bait fishing, let me know about the Spotty Bowl, you know, what I did different, and I can give you guys some tips. Basically, some things that I've learned with the jigs. Oh, and also let me know. I have a box here that I have not opened. It's for Major Craft. So if you guys want to see what I got, if you're interested in an unboxing, let me know. Probably 150 bucks worth of stuff. So my cat's here. This is Butter Bear. Say hi. My little princess. 18 years old. She's been with me. She's down here whining. Say hi to everybody. She's not very interested. I don't want Dink to be the only cat.
I want you to open it. Eric says that
Open
the
it.
Pirates won teams last week.
Did we win teams, Brian? Or Eric? He didn't. Brian didn't go over it, did he? He didn't mention it. Dude, Zach, we won, man. First place for Pirates. I'm not gonna lie, dude. I had a good month last month. I don't know what it was, but just like you have one of those times where everything's just hitting. I had like my PB fish, won a couple events, had a third. The Pirates won, Angler of the Month, dude. It was awesome. And a lot of that thanks to you guys, man, for all the help for sure. I mean, our steel sharpens steel, right? One of us gets better, we all get better. But definitely, I don't think I'll ever beat that month of fishing that I had for sure. All right, let's see what we got here.
Can't wait to see what you spent $150 on.
My wife just said she can't wait to see what I just spent $150 on. I can't either. Oh, I know what it is, but I don't remember. You have a knife or something. Scissors. It's my wonderful assistant.
Yeah, it's about time I get a shout out.
Probably should have at least opened the box before. Makes it more fun. Gear porn, yes. This is the stuff that I use. And I think I had to replenish because I lost. Actually, didn't lose that much in San Diego Bay. I definitely lost like 2 jigs for sure, but
Jesse wants to know if you use your ultralight setup last weekend or your bait caster.
Jesse, did I use my ultralight or my bait caster? I use both. I have the video, so video will probably be out next week. I started off with the ultralight because it did so well for me last time. I think I caught 2 legals on it. But my PB, that beast, the 16 3/4, that was on my bait caster. And then I run the bait caster. I switched off. I was using them both. They were both working, but the bait caster was back in business. Now that I got it cleaned out and it's doing what it should be doing. Got some assist hooks. These are the big boys. These are for some of the, I got some bigger deep sea lures here. Got some nice knife jigs for the tunas later in the season. So we'll go over the big ones. So this is a 180 gram knife jig, and it's got glow on the other side. Let my assistant open that one. Then we got the zebra. This is another 180 jig. 180 gram jig. Another knife jig. The tuna were killing these long ones, so definitely got a few more of those. Got this beast, a 250. This is pink and gold and glow. So this is 250 gram. The reason I got this one is because I don't think I was heavy enough last time, and the guy was killing it on the pink. It almost looked like this one, so it worked for him. Some dude got 3 fish on one of those. I don't think it was a jig para, but it was a pink knife jig like that. This one's another 150, little smaller presentation. Those are the big boys. Oh, I got a lot of these ones, and I'll tell you guys why. Some assist hooks. So this is that purple one. It's glow and it's purple. And I get these in the small ones too, so you can see that as it spins, it gets the glow. It gets that cool contrast as it's going down. Got the jig para. This is the regular. So it's not the slow or anything. Little different falling action. 20 gram pink. This is the same as the one that I just showed you. This is the purple and glow. Two-tone. That one gets a good action when it goes down. I've had some luck on that one too, but I lost it. It's hard to find. And I got a few more in here. But they're all the same color. So this, guys, is the... You guys want to see this? I feel like if I show you this, I'm shooting myself in the foot. This is the secret weapon. These are the one that I won first place with in the week before, and then I got third place. But I've gotten a couple 16-inch spotties on this thing. But I'm going to show you guys. Just don't show anybody else. YouTube, cover your eyes. It's the glow. It's the 10 gram micro, and it's just the glow color.
What is the difference in fishing the slow pitch versus micro jig?
And it's the long, and then I got a 15 gram too, also in the glow. The 15 gram was working as well, and it's just a solid glow. This thing seems to work towards the end of the day. So when it's getting late, for whatever reason, like I downsize and I put on these glows, and they just get smashed. And then the other one, the micro jig that I have a lot of success on, is this one. It's black and silver, little 10 gram. This is a micro as well. This one too, and I have one of these. I think I lost last week, which pissed me off, but I've got one of these that had just like almost no paint left. You know, the paint was all chipped off because it was a survivor and it had just was slaying fish. And did I tell you guys about these small hooks? I use these to change out the treble hooks. So if I can open one of these up. These have treble hooks on the back. Of all these small ones, they don't come with 2 assist hooks. There's an assist hook in the front, and then there's a treble hook in the back. So what I do is I put one of these in place of the treble hook, so it has 2 assist hooks, just a single. So I only run two hooks, and they get stuck a hell of a lot less. When the treble hook just grabs anything, especially when you're fishing the docks, it's like, dude, I lose so many jigs because that treble, it gets stuck in the oysters. If it gets stuck in a rope or really anything on the bottom, like that's it. So once I switched to the single or the single assist hook, I had a lot more luck. They just don't get snagged as much. And then when you do, they seem to be able to get them out a lot better. And I haven't been missing fish on them, so I haven't noticed the difference. The treble hook will catch fish, but I believe that assist hook will catch fish too. And I'm definitely recommend switching those out. I think open water doesn't matter so much if you're just pulling grass, or if you're like really cast, because these are actually kind of designed so you can cast them and retrieve them. More so than just like a vertical slow pitch, but they're asymmetrical body, so they do wobble as they fall as well, so they get the same action. But these are designed to be reeled in and popped as you reel them in, so that's why they have the treble hook. But they work at the docks, but I recommend take that treble hook off for sure if you want to keep them. Otherwise, you're going to go through them like crazy. You're already going to lose a lot. There's so much crap down there. What's the difference in fishing the slow pitch to the micro jig? The technique that I use is pretty much the same. I pop these micro jigs more at the bottom, and you'll see, like in my last video, I did it a lot. And I was watching some of my film with the other one, and I was catching a lot of them on the pop on my ultralight. So when I fish these 10s and 15s and sometimes 7 grams on my ultralight spinning, it's got a super fast tip, and I pop them like 3 or 4 times. These seem to get bit better on the pop than like a slow pitch. You can pop the slow pitch a little bit, those 20 gram, 30 grams, but these ones really flutter when you're doing the pop. I've caught them like 3 feet away from the pilings, popping. They'll come and get them, but they flutter like a slow pitch, not like a slow pitch. So that's a key too, is that they fall differently. And that's another secret that I'm going to reveal with you guys, is that don't just switch the color and the size. Like so if you've got a 20 gram slow pitch, that's the same. And then you switch to one of the 10 grams or a 30 gram, but it's the exact same body. Sure, you're downsizing the size, but that slow pitch is falling the exact same way. You know, those ones that have that really deep pyramid thing. But when you're switching to these micro jigs, they fall slow because they're asymmetrical, but they have a totally different falling action. And that's key And so instead of just changing the size, sometimes I think it's the falling action that's different. These ones, they tend to flutter down. When you watch them go down, they almost look like they're twisting and they're sparkling. They don't really dance side to side. They shake as they go down. And then the standard shape ones have a different action as well. So that's what I recommend. And that's some of my success, is that I don't just change the size of the same jig. I'm actually changing the type of jig that I'm using for a different action and a different look on the fall. So that's what the difference with the micro. But Zach, to answer your question, they fish them the same way, just pop them a little different. So send them down, free spool it as good as you can, and then let the jig do the work. So really, I'm just looking for a different action from the jig when I'm switching up. But keep them the same. Cal, what's going on, man? Watch the replay. Yeah, man, I'm handing out all my secrets, my shore fishing secrets.
Salty Dingler said they're out of stock on the glow all of a sudden. Weird, right?
Did you check the glow? Salty, did you really? Because I placed another order too. I probably bought I've got like 4 sitting here right now. But these are always short, and I think that's why I bought so many, because I've looked for the glow before and I can't find them. I don't know if they don't produce a lot or that's what they're buying. But even like the pink glow and the zebra glow, I don't know. Having them with the glow is where I've been having the most success. Even that one that's the purple two-tone, that's purple and glow as well. You can see it on the reflection there in the back. I don't know if the glow is the ticket, but it's definitely served me well over this past thing.
Looks like everyone hates the treble hooks.
Everyone hates the treble hooks. Yeah, I don't mind treble hooks so much, but yeah, they snag so much. I still usually use them on like jerk baits and stuff like that. If I'm on top water, I don't mind it so much. You swap out adobo. You swap out the trebles of the inline, the single hooks on the crankbaits. I was looking at some of those. Yeah, anywhere where your structure, I mean, the treble hook treble hooks just suck in general when they get stuck in your clothes, or like you bring a fish on and they do the death roll, right? It gets stuck in your pants and in your crotch and in your shirt, and then you have to pull it out, and it's like then 2 hooks go in. They do suck, but I kind of like them on the top water. I mean, they snag those barracuda and they don't come off. But I'll have to try like some single hooks on that for sure. You can't place an order till after the 15th on the major craft. They're doing system maintenance. Oh man. Yes. I must have just got in there because I ordered some more just like a couple days ago. And it was crazy. I think it was like, maybe it was yesterday even. I placed another order and I was surprised they had freaking everything. You know, usually there's something missing, but they had everything I wanted. They had like every color. It's pretty awesome. Another $150 down, but
Oh, good. That's great. Great news.
$300 in 2 shipments. So it's not even a lot of jigs either, but I must have got lucky because yeah, sometimes you go in there and they just don't have anything. Battle of the jigs. Dario, Salty, Muto, Adobo. 50 buy-in, winner takes all. Let's do it. Yeah, man. Slow pitch jigs. I'm down.
Sell them on eBay.
Sell them on eBay. I probably could, man. You know when you can't find something and they're hot. Even if you see them on Amazon, they're like triple the price. So somebody knows.
Cal says English Choice had a bunch of glow.
English Choice. Is that online, Cal? Is that an online store, English Choice? Or is that like a local store? I don't find any of them local. Dana, I think, has they got a pretty good selection actually of these things. It's the only place I know that has them. They don't really sell them up here in North County. There's one place in Vista that's got a couple. They just sell the standard slows, like the 20 and the 30. So I was stuck up on those. But yeah. SK jigs have been out of stock for months. Yeah, I think it's just the manufacturing in general right now in the US. Point Loma and Rosecrans. There you go. I'll have to check that out, Cal. There you go. Cal's got the secret. English Choices in Point Loma. So I guess check that out. I went into was it a few months ago? I went into one of those places over there on Fisherman's Landing, or like I think I told you guys this story. I'm like, hey, you guys get any like those little micro jigs, slow pitch jigs? They're like, no, I don't know what those are. They had no clue what I was talking about. That's probably at the beginning of the year. I think everybody's caught on to them now, though, or they're starting to. They're becoming the new thing. Hooked Bait and Tackle and Sam T has a decent stock of them too. Dude, that's cool. I wish I had a place local that stocked them. I should probably ask them. I bet they would. I'm like, hey, dude, these things are the wave of the future. The future is now, old man.
And Dobo has a fly tying gizmo.
I've actually got a fly tying gizmo, so I could tie my own assist hooks. Looks awful, but works. I can swap out sparkly. Dude, that's cool.
Sparkly feather colors.
Don't give me any ideas. I mean, I'll be down for that. Customize these things some more. Heck yeah. ECBT was sold out. Yeah, everybody sold it out. I mean, I'm pretty sure we're the ones buying everything. They're probably like, dude, there's like these handful of guys down in San Diego just buying up all the stock. But I mean, the results, the proof is in the pudding. You guys can't argue with that, right? We've been crushing them on these things. I think it'll probably slow down in the years to come, in the months to come, once they become more popular, because my theory is I don't think the fish, I don't think they've seen these baits. So that's I think that's how I'm able to get a lot of these big fish, because the older ones, like we said, they've seen everything. You got to think they've seen the Ned rig, they've seen drop shots, they've seen swim baits, and they've got to be shy to them. Either they've been hit by them and then probably tossed back, or they're just leery of the plastic baits. But I think once we start smashing them on these slow pitch jigs, pretty soon they're going to be harder to catch, because as they get older, right, you catch one when it's 12 inches. By the time it's an old man, it's going to be like, nah, I'm not going for that thing. That's my theory. We'll see. I mean, we'll have to find out, right? We'll come back and review this video in a few years and see if we're still smashing them on these micro jigs like we are now. Yeah, Cal's got the info. Back on the chat. Did we lose you, Dario? Baby watch. Had to go feed the baby, probably. Fisherman's Landing has them in stock. Damn, Cal's been shopping. Cal's been everywhere, man. What do you do, Cal? You like get off of work and just you hit all these places, document the inventory. You're like our spy. I like it. Heck yeah. What are their prices like? Are they reasonable, or are they like $12 a jig? Like double pricing them on there. Just like when hookup baits were new, or the axe blade was new. There'll be a new hot bait soon enough. Yeah. So if you guys have any ideas for like videos you want to see me do, let me know. I'm also looking for ideas for sure. I've got some in mind. I think I'm going to start. Let me know if you guys think this idea is cool, but I'm going to start fishing baits that like I've never really heard of, or like just new wacky stuff, and see if they catch spotties. I did a little bit of that last week. I had these little like shrimp that I see in Florida that I've never seen fished out here. They're like little, not even like the Z-Man shrimp. They're like, I think the Savage Gear 3D shrimp. I caught a couple spotties on it. It was pretty cool. And I was like, I wonder if these will catch fish. So I think I'm going to just start doing some kind of wacky baits and seeing if we can crush spotties on them. Got to stay ahead of the curve, man, looking for the next big thing. But yeah, so maybe I'll do one catching them on these shrimp. So just another technique we can put in our arsenal, man. So I think the key is kind of changing it up, showing them something different that they're going to want to eat. Dario. Hear you, man. Good man. Prices are close to Major Craft website. That's good news, Cal. Major Craft's so cheap. Like $7, $6 a lure. Sometimes less. That's the way to go. Good stuff on here. Yeah, so Dario likes Angler's Choice. Tackle Cells going waves. As soon as people talk about a new bait online. Yeah, it's out of stock for. Yeah, I think you're right, Dave. It's like Salty was saying, once the axe blade craze, and then yeah, the new hot bait for sure. I think these are the new hot bait. They are the new hot bait.
Sticker giveaway.
Oh yeah. So let's see. Find a way to use a scent on the slow pitch. Yeah, I throw it on there. I mean, it helps for sure. I just use the scents that I have. The fish frosting. Oh, I don't have one. Fish frosting for sure. Double Trouble. There you go. If I was ever to start a YouTube series, that's what I would do. Today on what a spotty won't eat. Yeah, right? They pretty much eat everything, but it's fun catching them on stuff you don't, because you never know what's going to be that next hot thing, But yeah, they were smashing these shrimp, dude. It was fun. I'll definitely have to show you guys that video. I'll make a video of the 3D shrimp that I was using. I love Squidco. Yeah, I've been to Squidco. Squidco's cool. Very knowledgeable. Definitely. All right, guys, we're at the hour mark. I think what I'm going to do as we're parting here, I'm going to give away 2 stickers. Submission fishing stickers if you want them. What you want to do to win these, in my very first YouTube video that I did, there was a boat. So don't say it on here. Go to the comments after we're off air. And then if you get it right, we'll put you in a randomizer, and then I'll choose a winner. Just give me your address and throw these in an envelope and send them to you. So what was the first boat? I referenced the boat in my very first video. It was a ship, tanker ship, or a supply ship. So just tell me what the name of that ship was. So in the comments of this video after we're done, and if you get it right, we'll put you in the list, and then we'll pick one of you guys, and then we'll send you some stickers. So good luck. Thanks for coming out and hanging out, guys. Have the scents come out yet? Saltwater Slayer, they haven't. I've got them made. They're ready to go. I'm just getting my what is that called? Shopify, my site all together, so you can just go and buy them from the website. I'll have the stickers on there. You've got some hats coming, stickers. I want to kind of launch it all at once. It's almost there. It's close, man. The scents are ready. Just a matter of putting them out there. Yeah, but thanks for hanging out with us, guys. Totally awesome. Share the show with people you guys know, even if they watch the replay. I mean, that's totally awesome. I love having you guys here live. It's fun to do. Like I said, if you have any comments or anything you want to see in the future, let me know. Eric, thanks for coming out. Cave Dog, Zach, Saltwater Slayer, Salty as always. Dario, Dave Rage, Jesse, thanks for hanging out. Good luck, Jesse. I know you're out there doing your thing in Texas. We also got Leonard the Slayer. Hell yeah. I think it's everybody. Adobo, thanks again for the birthday gift. Congratulations on second place. I'm just scrolling up here. If I missed you, I'm sorry. I think I got everybody. That was everybody that was chatting. But yeah, let me know what content you guys want to see. If there's something else you want me to add to the show, I do it for you guys. So I want it to be entertaining for you guys and something we can do for a long time. And let's just give me some ideas. If you like it the way it is, you're like, Muto, this thing is perfect. I'm like, hey, we'll leave it as it is. And we'll just keep doing. But if you got improvement ideas, let me know. I'll probably see you guys out there, right? You're fishing tomorrow. Jean Marie Muto, shout out to Mrs. Muto. Thanks for coming in and joining us. Hopefully you learned something about fishing. Hey, my mom went deep sea fishing with me last year. So give her a shout out. She was out there on the boat for like 13 hours with us. That's pretty good. Not bad, Mom. I'm impressed. She used to actually take me out. Some of my mom, she used to take me out fishing as a kid. We'd go on charter boats, and my grandpa was a big fisherman, and he would charter these whole boats with the family and his company. And that's how I got started. It's just a young kid, and we'd go out to Davier's Locker, and she'd go with us. It was her brothers and sisters, and Mom, I know you're out there fishing too. She'd be out there on the boat all day, taking me out there fishing. So it was some of the best memories I had, man, out there on Grandpa's boat, just killing it in Catalina. So many years we did that, man. It was so much fun. It was like the highlight of being younger, like especially as I got into adolescence and teen years. Was when she would tell me, "Oh, Grandpa's got a fishing trip coming up." It was like, oh my gosh, it was the best. It was like the funnest times. So I used to love that. 8 a.m. Man, Eric, dude, gonna be out there for 24 hours doing the Ironman fish. That's awesome, dude. I'll probably see you out there then. Yeah, tomorrow night, guys, be out there if you want. Thanks for joining. I don't want to keep rambling on, keep you guys from your lives. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you next time. See you guys on the water. See you, watch Fishy Hour. So if you guys are new or you haven't seen Fishy Hour, go subscribe to Fishy Hour Show. They're a live show done with Roman and Brian on Wednesdays. Lots of knowledge, lots of great talk. Go check them out. Fishy Hour on YouTube. They're like the progenitor of this show. I kind of just filled in because they took some shows out of the rotation. So if you're not subscribed there, go subscribe. So if you're watching the replay of this, go check out Fishy Hour. Great content. If you're new to kayak fishing, go check out his videos. Lots of knowledge, guys. And have a great night. Thanks for joining us. Bye.